The backslide. Even the strongest and most robust minds in this nation are going to backslide from time to time. And yours truly is no exception. Tonight, I blew 92 days without a cigarette goodbye. Popped one of those motherfucking cancer sticks in my mouth. Oh, it tasted awful. It was fucking atrocious. There was no pleasure whatsoever in this. It was disgusting. It was vile. It was the pulmonary equivalent of cutting. Because that is the dark, despondent place of despair I now find myself in. Living in America is too much. And this is the great truth that nobody is fucking talking about, but hopefully I will be the first. I am a educated American. I live with 7,000 books. I know an awful lot about shit that nobody really cares about anymore other than me. I learn languages. I read. I write. I make music. I can do a decent pentatonic blues lead if I play in a band. Not the greatest on that department. I'm a pretty decent composer. I am an award-winning audio dramatist. None of this means anything. All of my talents, all of my goodwill, all of my bonhomie, all of my empathy, all of what I give to other people means fuck all right now. It's as much in disarray as this couch, which is on its way out. I thought you might want to see the widescreen couch. Look how I need to get a replacement couch. When am I going to do that? My life is in a place of constantly treading water. I am overworked and often work the jobs of 2 or 3 people. Every time I do get something together and it's a completely smooth, wonderful operation, it just fades away like nothing. Nobody notices it. I also insist upon my generosity being behind closed doors. I never announce my good deeds. I do several of them quietly without wanting a fucking honorific. Friends who know me know that's who I am. I can be a little on the loquacious side, but ultimately I have a good heart. I'm a very talented writer. I'm a very voracious reader. And I'm also really good with actors and sound design and all that. And my talent is so fierce, so sui generis, that I regularly get hit by a bunch of motherfuckers in high places who lead social media harassment and bullying campaigns against me to discredit me, especially when I'm getting through to people. I have managed to get an audience of 42,000 people on TikTok before my account was banned. And every time I have tried, now I'm not trying anymore, why bother? But every time I have gotten close to that, again, when I get over that 10,000 mark, that's when the moderators there invent excuses. The last time I didn't accrue any new violations. They just pulled the plug, denied appeal. There is someone in a high place who definitely doesn't want me getting traction. There are a number of people in high places who don't want me getting traction. And 11 years ago, a number of absolutely invented bullshit about me made the rounds to permanently castigate me from what I was very good at doing. I offered a lengthy rebuttal in which I did a lot of journalistic work myself. I talked with people who were quoted in this article. I kept their names anonymous. I found out that it was all bullshit. I found out that the alleged journalist actually made up quotes from some of these people. But that's not enough, because the thing is, I had managed to work my way up to something entirely of my own independent will while also keeping my voice. Much like all these progressives are tremendously popular and shut down by the DNC. It's the same everywhere. And it's depressing. I can usually find enough fight and spirit to keep something going, and I still manage to do a lot. But even I have my limits, especially now. We are in an unprecedented hellscape right now in which it's so difficult to live with him in office, with the Republicans doing what they do. It is so fundamentally like hellish with the prices going up, you know? And people are just selfish on every level. I'm feeling sad because I went on a date tonight and the look on her face was very much like Melania, cold, sociopathic, uninterested. I'm wasting my time and my money talking to someone who isn't even making an effort, who is apparently there for a free meal, of which I had to pay $130 for. That makes, I mean, you know, you have thoughts like, well, why didn't I just hire a sex worker instead? Which is terrible. But I actually do want to have some sort of meaningful relationship. I can't seem to have that because of the mercantile nature of America that is destroying us. It's preventing us from finding happiness. It's preventing us from having a robust, independent culture. It's preventing us from finding a lover. It's preventing us from finding friends. And it's causing people to be more mercenary in the way that they deal with other people. I've heard so many weird stories of people during Trump 2.0, just not a MAGA thing, not like you talked with your uncle during Thanksgiving and you just want to say, fuck you quit quoting Fox and Friends. Not that. People who actually are in alignment, boom, ripping each other's throats out. That is where we are at. You know, I have an extra copy of this book. This is Life of Picasso by François Goulot. I'm sorry, my French really fucking sucks. It's an excellent book. I was going to give this to someone who I was going to go on a date with because we were discussing art, got to Picasso somehow, and I mentioned this book, and she said that she hadn't read it, and I was going to give it to her on her first date, but then the other guy she was dating was more charming than I if I had been a week earlier. Anyway, no harm, no foul. But I mentioned that because this book not only shows that Picasso was a fucking monster, but it really is honest about the love and the reverence. It's an excellent gossipy memoir that you would not see published today. And Goulot faced significant pushback from Picasso's friends, even though she also spoke reverently of him, while also being honest about the fact that he was a fucking monster and an asshole. What happened to that? What happened to that? We now condemn people for far more minor little pastimes than anything that Picasso has been accused of. And that is now like, you're dead to me. And the people in power fucking love this. But it creates a lot of despondency in me because I've got a big fucking heart. And it's happened to me too. And there is something about the people in power deliberately keeping those who have a voice, who speak truthful things to an audience, who aren't beholden to this shit, who actually express themselves honestly and truthfully. That's what we need right now. And there isn't a single fucking person within the mainstream on any level, whether it be politics or culture or media or whatever, who will let that voice in. We need 100 of those voices, not the usual business as usual. And maybe I'm thinking along these lines because I saw the Running Man today, the Edgar Wright version, and it deals with this exact sort of situation. And we're now faced on top of that with AI being weaponized to create false narratives, meaning that it is easier to trick the American people that someone who is getting through to you is bad. They can manipulate anything. They can tell you anything and you will fucking believe it because you don't believe in critical thinking. This is ultimately how they have controlled us. And that's where we are. I would like to see a return to perceiving people as fallible, but possibly necessary soldiers in the very hard fight to come. And now that I've talked through this and I've kind of gotten to the root of some of these issues, I'm feeling a little bit better. Hopefully I made you feel a little bit better. Hopefully we can all come together and maybe come up with an idea on how we can live with each other. I'd like that. I'd like that very much.